All right, guys. So thanks so much for being here. Tonight is, holy mackerel, February 23rd. And welcome to Team Forever Strong's weekly team calls that we run. Super pumped to have you guys here with us tonight. Feel like I haven't seen you guys in forever. So I wanted to just take a minute to welcome all of the new coaches onto the team. I know we have a lot of new coaches that have been introduced into the team page. So super excited for you guys and your journey and for you to be here with us. You guys are going to be kicking things off tonight with an awesome call. So you couldn't have picked a better time if this is your first team call. So congratulations and welcome to the team. And then I also always like to start out by doing some rank advancements. So if anybody had any coaches who rank advanced this week, if you could just unmute and shout them out. I know we had some emeralds popping in the team.
Hi, Jen.
Oh, good. Hi, Kim.
Hi. One of my coaches, Jane, she became emerald last night.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yay.
amazing. Just the beginning.
Yeah.
That's so exciting. Anybody else? I know we had a couple more, but maybe they're not on the call. All right. And then I also wanted to give a special shout out. We are missing a couple of people tonight, some of our little lovies. We have Jen Schultz, Kelly Paul, and Jane. They are all off in California at the New Leaders Conference Retreat, which is incredible, guys, and you can all be there too. So if you have not put this on your goal board yet, make sure that you put that on there, because every single person here on this call right now and on this team can totally do that and be at the next one. And I want that for you guys, because so awesome when you can get yourself to these really small, intimate, exclusive leadership events. It just takes things to a whole new level for you and your business. So anyways, I hope that they're having an awesome time. They're going to come back with some great information to share this next week, and I'm super pumped. All right, couple other things here before I turn it over and introduce you. Last week of the Team Cup, guys. So we have it's the 23rd, right? Not that many days left. 1 week. Give it everything that you have got. Work together with your teams. Get behind the scenes. Strategize. Reach out and talk to as many people as possible. Keep sharing your journey on social media. We want to try to help as many people as possible get started on their health and fitness journey before the month is over. So make sure that you're giving it everything you got. It's definitely a push month. That's how it is. So make sure that when the month is over, you can look back and you can say to yourself, I did everything that I possibly could have to have my best month yet for my business. Also, a couple new changes as of next month. The All Access Beachbody On Demand Challenge Pack is no longer going to be 3 points, just so you know. It's going to be 2 points as of next month. And they've also awarded an extra point, 2 points now for Shakeology Home Direct Orders. I don't recommend, guys, doing just Shakeology Home Direct Orders. We all know that the results come from the combination of the two. They got to have the nutrition down with their Shakeology, getting their superfoods, and they have to be pairing it with the appropriate health and fitness program. So I always sell the challenge pack, because that's where they get the best bang for their buck. That's where they're going to get the best results. They're going to fall in love with the program. They're going to fall in love with the results that they're getting, and then they're going to want to go on and share that with others. All right, we have a live webinar, coaching webinar this Tuesday night that I'm going to be running. Great opportunity for you guys to reach out and have people tune in who have been considering becoming a coach on the team. This is how you build your business, right? You have to build your tribe. You have to build your team and bring on people just like you who want to go out there and change lives just like you all do. You can't be an island in this business. You can't do it alone. And so the more people that you can have help you, the more people that you can reach together as a team. Alrighty, so I am done blabbing. I'm so excited, guys, to have Brad Bizjack on our team call tonight. He spoke on our call, I think it was almost like a year ago, and he talked all about mindset and confidence and belief. And I don't know if you guys were on that one, but it was legit the best call I think we've ever had on this team. It blew all of us away. It was phenomenal. So I invited him to come back tonight, and he's going to be talking to you guys about something totally new. And I really think it's going to hit home with you guys. But just a little bit of background about Brad, besides the fact that he's awesome and he's amazing and he's super friendly and upbeat, and he's just seriously so inspirational. It's incredible. Wait till you hear him go. But he is a 6-star combined coach. He is a full-time Beachbody coach. He's a Success Club 10 legend. So he's been able to hit Success Club 10 for like 45 plus months. Absolutely incredible. I think he was in a couple of the infomercials, right, for Insanity and for the 21-Day Fix. He was in the 21-Day Fix test group. Really gets himself out there. If you've been to some of the live events, he's been on stage working out with Autumn Calabrese and some of the other celebrity trainers. Did I miss anything, Brad?
Nope.
All right. But he has got an awesome topic for you guys tonight that he's going to be talking to you guys a lot about having fear. And I'm not going to take away too much of it. But anyways, thank you so much, Brad, for coming on tonight. I have my notebook. It's basically empty. So I'm going to be filling it up with plenty of things that you're going to be saying.
Awesome, you guys. Well, Kathy, thank you so much for having me on the call, and I hope you guys are excited. I'm pumped to go through this stuff, and I want to first take a second, and can we all first take a second and type something in the chat box real quick that you just appreciate or are grateful for about Kathy, because this girl pours her heart and soul into helping you guys succeed. She's already got the success that she needs in her life, right? Now she's paying it forward to you and wants you guys to have that same feeling in your life. So take a second and just throw some love her way, because she's truly amazing. She's someone that I've looked up to for a very, very long time. And it's truly a privilege to be here, right? You guys see learning as something that it's like a privilege to learn, right? It's not a chore. And what I want to talk to you guys about is a few different topics, and that will be very much a mindset call, right? It's kind of my jam is the mindset stuff. And so how many of you guys have ever pushed really hard for something and come up short? Don't lie. Everyone raise your hand, right? You push really hard for something and you come up short. So I want to be really vulnerable with you guys for a second. Our team missed Elite 2 times in a row. And I remember saying to myself on January 1st, 2015, so this is 2 years ago, this is our year, right? And I thought if I hit Elite, I would be so incredibly happy. And I set that goal along with my other success partners, and we pushed and we fought. And December 31st, 2015 came around. And I was a 5-star diamond coach, and we had missed Elite by less than 5 points. And you know what? I was proud of the team, right? I was really proud that I could represent them on stage as a 2015 premier team, and that was amazing. But there was this little voice in the back of my mind that said, you could have been more, right? Like you should have been more. You failed as a leader, right? You don't deserve Elite, right? And that voice hit me. And am I allowed to swear on this call? Yeah, okay.
I thought I was unmuted. I'm like, oh yeah, go ahead. And then I realized I'm muted.
All right, do we have any potty mouths on that line? I'm sometimes a potty mouth, by the way.
Trust me, there's plenty of those on this call.
So shit, guys, it hurt, right? It hurt. And it was like a weird mix of proud and devastated at the same time. Right? I was really proud of my team, but I was really crushed at the same time. And want to know what that voice in my head did? It beat me down into the ground. And at the same time that I didn't hit Elite, I saw all my friends, Kathy, Dana, Colleen, right? All these people that I love and adore, all hit Elite, right? Even coaches that I had personally mentored hitting Elite. And my self-confidence kind of went to the shitter. And I remember watching them at Summit next year on stage, right? I was sitting in the little chairs in the section in front of the stage. And it was that same blend of proud and destroyed. And I thought to myself, why aren't I as good of a leader as them? So that next year, 2016 came around. And this is last year, and I went for it again and claimed at the beginning of the year and went for it hard. And I fought with everything I possibly could to make it happen. And I was in Success Club every month, and I fought and uplifted teammates. And on December 31st, 2016, I woke up a 2-star diamond coach with 90 Elite points, meaning I was way off the mark. And I missed the rank. and I missed the points. And there goes Kathy crushing things. There goes Dana crushing things. There goes Colleen crushing things, right? And there goes that same little voice saying, why aren't you good enough? Why aren't you a good enough leader? Why have they been able to do this and you haven't, right? You're not as good as them. Only this time, some was a little bit different. I'd grown, I'd matured, and I learned a little bit how to beat that voice, right? The point is, like after fighting so hard for these 2 years straight, only come up short by less than 5 points, and by a long shot the year after. The point I'm trying to make is, how many of you guys have gone really hard for a goal, only come up really short, and you feel destroyed or worthless or hopeless or bummed out or pissed off? Who's ever felt that way? How many of you guys have been working really hard at something and then someone new joins the business and just starts crushing it right away? And you're sitting there like, what the hell, dude? This isn't fair. I know how to do this. Like, why are they so much better? How many of you guys feel that way? Have you ever felt that way? Right? Like Kathy signed up after me, right? She signed up after me. Like, how many of you guys have ever been part of a group, and like a push group, like a push to diamond or a push to emerald or a push to whatever, and you're working really, really hard, and it just feels like you're not as good, or like you're missing something because all these other people are freaking crushing it, and you're sitting there working your ass off and nothing's happening? Like, how many of you guys have ever been in those situations, right? Like, me too. And let me tell you something. All of them lead to comparison. All of them get you off course, and all of them take the fun out of what we do. And guess what? All of them hurt like a bitch. Am I right? They hurt. That shit hurts emotionally. It hurts to feel like you're in second place. It hurts to feel like you're more talented than someone newer, but not seeing the results. It hurts to push for elite and see all your friends hit it and come up short, and that little voice going, you were never good enough. I felt that more often than I can even begin to express in this call, and it hurts. But the reality is that it doesn't matter if it hurts. Because guys, guess what? Pain is guaranteed in your life. I can promise you that. Something shitty is going to happen. Pain is guaranteed in your life. There's going to be stuff that hits the fan and it's going to hurt. But suffering from that pain is your choice. Suffering from that pain is completely optional. It's completely up to you. You can look at it as one of two ways. You can say they're better. You can say you're not good enough. You can say you don't deserve this. Or you can celebrate their success and choose to make it mean in your own mind that, okay, this means I can do it too. But sitting there and comparing yourself is the thief of joy in this business. I guarantee you that it leads to burnout, because all you're going to do is take your eyes off the target, stare at them. And right when you were continuing to do, or just starting to do the shit that you were supposed to do, right? You're gonna find that you're spending way too much time staring at someone else, not staring at your own business, and you're gonna get burnt out. You're not gonna have fun. And all those people who want to follow you, all those people in your audience that would want to be part of your life, that you want to inspire, that would connect with you, not that other coach, you. Those people aren't going to feel your energy, and they're going to be able to tell that your heart fully isn't there. And because of that, they're not going to reach out, and they're not going to trust you enough to go for this. So what does that mean? It means that we control what we put out there. And if we're comparing ourselves to other people, if we're focusing on them, it means we're intentionally saying, I'm going to tone down my energy because I believe I'm not good enough, and it's okay with me if no one's inspired by me. That's what comparing does. Comparison is an act of violence on yourself. That's what comparison is. It's an act of violence on yourself. Those people you're watching, they have a totally different market. They have a completely different past. They're not you. So quit focusing on them and run your own race. I want to show you guys what happens when you compare. This happens when you compare. You guys see this photo? Why is he the best? Because he focuses on his vision. He focuses on what he wants, not the other swimmers. If I were to spend my time looking at Kathy, who I would assume most of you know, right? Like, she started a year after me, right? And you guys are crushing it, right? Like, and our team hasn't hit elite at all. How freaking motivated do you think I'd be if I was just staring at Kathy the whole time? I'd be dogging it, right? But I'm not looking at Kathy. I'm excited for Kathy, right? I'm not looking at Colleen. I'm not looking at Bonnie Engel. I'm not looking at Jamie Fitzpatrick. I'm looking at all the people that I can inspire. I'm looking at retiring Janice from her job. I'm looking at changing someone's life. Comparison is the thief of joy. It doesn't allow you to focus on your goals, and it takes your eyes completely off of where you're going, and it focuses on the car that's driving next to you. And when you take your eyes off the road, guess what happens? You freaking crash. Watch your road and don't take your eyes off of it. So I know that helps with comparison, but there are times when you hit these slumps, right? Where like there are times where you don't really control your mindset, times where you feel weak or hopeless, and times where you know exactly what you, and raise your hand if this is you, where you know exactly what you need to do, but there's that lack of drive, right? Where like you're just trying to force yourself to start a fire in the middle of a hurricane, right? You're just trying to find your way off that couch. You're just pushing and you're pushing and you're pushing, and no matter how hard you push, it just feels like there's no energy to give. I've been there too. I've been in that exact same spot. And that's where stuff like this, like these calls, like personal growth, like investing and getting to summit is so crucial. Because you know what, guys, like if you learn to think correctly when you're down, and yes, this is a skill. If you learn to think correctly when you're down, it's going to be so much shorter of a time before you get back up and you light that fire again. You're talking to someone that used to be the king of comparison. I thought I deserved all this success. In the beginning of my coaching career, you guys probably weren't around back then. I got a lot of recognition very early on because I was in a test group and became good friends with a lady named Autumn. And I got a lot of recognition because I was friends with her. I was testing out the program, and I found myself in these circles of really successful people. And these guys were millionaires, right? And my business was not, right? Like, and I thought that because I was in this group of people that things would just happen, and it didn't. It crashed and burned. I'm talking guys, I'm not even kidding. 2.5 years of my 4 years in this business was ego-driven, selfish, and negative self-talk. I would find myself in these groups of amazingly successful people, and I compared myself. And when you have this recognition and thinking your shit doesn't stink and your business is in the dumps, and you're only earning $100 a week or a couple $100 a week, and you're standing next to a bunch of Beachbody coaches who are incredibly successful and change their family's future, you bet your ass I compared myself. Like, I went into one of those slumps, and I thought about quitting. And I thought those words, I'm not good enough, or they have it easier, or why does this always happen to me? All those thoughts ran through my head. It was like this uncontrollable river that I couldn't stop. And that happened almost weekly. You guys know that feeling, like, you guys probably know this, like the feeling where you do really well and you get from point A to point B and you're killing it, and then you go from point B to point C. And then when you get there, there's this massive wall of self-sabotage that takes your life all the way back to A, to square one, and you start all over again. You go A to B, B to C, hit a wall, back to self-sabotage. Like, how many of you guys have hit diamond rank, fallen out, hit diamond rank, fallen out? It's like that wall of self-sabotage, right? Well, guys, I had to learn how to adjust my thinking so I could break through C and get to D. I had to learn how to adjust my thinking so I could get out of those slumps faster. And I worked so hard on my mindset. I focused on personal growth, and something interesting started to happen. Those periods of stress and anxiety and depression that I faced weekly, they started to happen once every 2 weeks. And then after a while, they started to happen once a month. And then it was once every 3 months. And then it was once every 6 months. And when they did happen, I knew how to course correct much faster and change my thinking. Those are the cobwebs of your business that you're going to have to get through if you want your why to come true, right? How you think when you're down determines how long it's going to be before you get back up. People ask me all the time, dude, why are you so happy? They ask me that all the time. And guys, I'm not perfect, right? There are times every once in a while, like last week I had a really down night where I was kind of like just negative. But I've trained myself and figuratively rewired my mind to respond to situations differently. So let me tell you some of the things that I do to train my mind that way. So every morning I do an exercise called priming every single day. And it takes 15 minutes. And if you don't have 15 minutes for yourself, you don't have a life. And what that does is it helps me focus on the things that I'm grateful for. You want to cure comparison? You want to cure pain? You want to cure depression? You want to cure anxiety? Get grateful. It is literally impossible to feel pain if you're truly grateful. Everyone close your eyes right now. Close your eyes and breathe deep for a second. In your nose, not your mouth. Breathe really deep. And I want you to remember a moment in your life from your childhood, your past, maybe it's when you met your spouse, that you can feel deep, feelings of gratitude for. And put yourself in that situation like you're there right now, experiencing it right now. What emotions did you feel when you were in that place? What memory are you thinking of? What did that mean to you? How did it impact your life? Feel what you felt then. See what you saw then. Hear what you heard then. Be there right now, like it's happening. What's that moment for you? Breathe the way you did then. And open your eyes. What did that feel like? Going back and feeling that gratitude, right? It is impossible to feel pain if you are truly grateful. And I can respect that when you're in those states of mind, when you're already in the dumps, it's very hard to feel grateful. But this exercise, this priming exercise, go to tonyrobbins.com/momentum and scroll to the bottom of the screen and click on the 14-minute audio. That exercise forces me to get grateful, even if I'm in the dumps. I always give this example, but if you wake up and your spouse is rushed off to work and they don't give you a kiss goodbye, and you bang your toe on the nightstand and your dog shits on the carpet and you have to go to a job that you hate and your boss gives you so much work that you have to stay late and miss dinner, you get home, you don't get to give your kids a kiss goodnight, how is your day going to go? That's a pretty bad day. Would we agree? Would your entire day change if you just altered your perspective a little bit and you thought, you know what? There are moms out there that don't know how they're going to feed their kids today. If I'm in the bottom 1% of this country and I'm struggling financially right now, I'm in the top 1% of the world. Most people live on $2.50 a day. Think about that. All of a sudden, your dog shitting on the carpet becomes something you can laugh about. All of a sudden, the fact that your boss gives you work and you got to stay later is a good thing. Right? You live in the United States of America or Canada, and you have running water. You have a roof over your head. You have a dog or kids that make you laugh and smile all the time. How would your day go differently if the same situations happened? It'd be a pretty good day. If you primed your mind, how would your happiness change? And you won't notice these changes overnight. But if you consistently focus on being grateful, your brain will literally rewire itself over time. Your view of life literally determines your future, guys. So every single day, condition your mind to focus on being grateful, and slowly, over the course of time, the anxiety, the overwhelm, the depression, the fear, you're going to slowly start to not notice it as much, and you're going to become excited every single day. You might be someone who acts anxious all the time right now. And you might be someone that claims they're a depressed person. And you might be saying, Brad, you don't understand. And you're damn right, I don't understand. I haven't felt real depression in a long time. And I respect you if you feel it very much. All I'm saying is, why are you tolerating living that way? Why is that still okay with you? If there is even a chance that this whole gratitude mumbo jumbo works, wouldn't it be worth practicing every day? Wouldn't it be worth taking a leap of faith and press and play on that? All stress is the code word for fear. It comes from associating the meaning that something's more important than it really is. Overwhelm. It's just fear. It means you're expecting perfection in an imperfect world. It means you don't have priorities. Quit trying to be perfect, guys. Perfection is the lowest possible human standard that you could live your life in, because it's impossible. Train your mind like you train your body. Condition your mind to work this way. The guy that's talking to you had a victim complex most of his life, emotionally abused as a kid. And when I got out of college and went into the real world, I thought that I'd have my shit figured out right away. And when it didn't happen, you bet your ass that I got really, really sad really quick. And I trained my mind to rewire the way it thinks. And now it's natural for me to be happy. And I know the idea of rewiring your mind sounds far-fetched, but when you do this every single day, you start to notice the situations less and less and less, the bad situations. I don't give a shit how much serotonin or dopamine you don't have. The quality of your life is always in direct proportion to the quality of your emotions on a daily basis. Because guys, in any moment in time, you can be upset about anything in your life because what's wrong will always be available to you. But so is what's right. So push against those problems instead of giving in to them. Guys, everyone has problems. The only people that don't have problems are in cemeteries. If you don't have problems, you literally don't have a life. Problems are a good thing. Everyone's got them. They're literally the resistance that you push against to sculpt your character. That's what a problem is. So take this and make the primary emotions of life the ones you actually want, because you guys control it. And when you view your life as extraordinary, it doesn't just affect you, it affects everyone around you, and people give it back. Like, think about this. If you're inspired by this call, because I view my life as extraordinary, and you're inspired in some way, and you change your actions in your life and pay it forward in some way, right? Being in that state of mind affects everyone around you, and people give it back, right? So we've talked about comparing. We talked about gratitude and training your mind, and that's amazing. But remember, this is still a process. So let's say you've started laser focusing on what you want, and you're working on the gratitude. There's still going to be that part of your mind that plays tricks on you, right? And that happens when you get so attached to a goal coming true. How many of you guys have ever wanted a goal so bad that you felt like your self-worth would take a hit if you don't hit it? You ever felt that way? Like diamond coming true, emerald coming true, success club coming true, star diamond coming true, retiring from your job, retiring your spouse. When it absolutely must happen, how many of you guys feel that no matter how hard you push for it, it feels like it's just escaping your grasp every single time? Raise your hand if that's you. Anyone feel that way? Right? Okay, I found myself in that same situation. I found myself pushing so hard for these goals to come true, and no matter how hard I pushed, it just felt like it was further and further away. I'd hit Success Club 10, but it felt like nothing was happening. How many of you guys have ever had the mindset, raise your hand, this absolutely must happen, and if it doesn't, I'm screwed. It needs to work. Right? That feeling, this needs to work. Or just the feeling of I absolutely have to, right? When you think that way and you come up short, which will happen from time to time, how do you feel when this is an absolute must happen and you don't get there? You feel pretty shitty, right? You feel like your self-worth took a hit, right? And let me guess, you went from A to B, you went from B to C, and you hit that self-sabotage wall and you go right back to A and get into a slump. Raise your hand if you're with me. Yes, you know what I'm talking about, right? That was the story of my past, guys. The reason that's happening is because you're skipping the entire first part of success. You're refusing to accept the facts of what happened and being grateful for every situation you're in, including the hard ones. You guys need to learn acceptance, and you'll feel so much more free. So take out a sheet of paper right now, blank sheet of paper. And I want you to draw two circles next to each other, two big circles next to each other. Raise your hand when you got your circles drawn. Got your circles drawn? On the left, I want you to title that circle at the top, My Story About What Happened. And on the right, I want you to title that circle, The Fact. So let's talk about the idea of Success Club. We'll just do that, but you can apply this to anything in your life that's an absolute must for you. How many of you guys have ever come up short on Success Club or a rank advancement? Okay, and you feel like, how many of you guys feel like Success Club is an absolute must, but I come up short? Ever feel that way, right? Okay, so we'll use that example. I guarantee you there's some stories coming and playing around in your head, right? And I want you to write all of these in the left circle. Every single one I say, write it in the left circle. You might be saying to yourself, they might not all be you, but I guarantee you'll be able to relate to some of them. I didn't have the time to hit Success Club. I've been super busy with my kids. I don't know if I can do it. I don't know what someone might say. You don't have to write all of them down, but just try your best to jot as many as you can down. I need this to work, and I know if I don't get it, I won't get what I want. Like, I always face this scenario where I try really hard and invite someone, and then they say no for whatever reason, whether it's cost or time or whatever it is. Every time I try, it doesn't work. I don't know if I can do it. I need to do it. Why are they able to do it and I'm not? Why is that new coach better than me? Write down any other reasons that you can come up with that play in your mind in regards to not hitting Success Club in that circle right now. We'll go like 15 seconds. Write any other reasons you can think of. All right. Any other ones? Cool. All those things that I just listed off, guys, have you experienced feelings that are similar or identical? Yeah? for the most part? Okay. So all those things I listed off, when you look at that circle, isn't it incredibly overwhelming and intense and stressful when you're trying to solve all that? Like you look at it and you just go, holy shit. And you go into shutdown mode, right? That's because it's all part of a story you're telling yourself and making up in your head about what happened. But what really happened? What's the actual fact of the situation? The only thing that's actually true, and write this in the circle, is I didn't hit Success Club. That's it. That's literally it. That is the only fact of the entire situation. And which one do you know how to solve instantly at the snap of a finger? All the other shit, or I didn't hit Success Club? The second one, right? What's the solution? Invite more people. Cool, you solved your problem. And which one do you think would be like easier to solve instantly, right? Like all of that stress could have been avoided if you just look at the facts. What happened, happened. You didn't hit Success Club. Cool, move on, hit Success Club, right? What didn't happen, didn't happen. Is that part clear so far, right? Focusing on the facts. What happened, happened, and you have to be honest with yourself about the fact of the scenario. So now flip the page over and draw 2 more circles, just similar size, 2 more circles. And on the left circle, I want you to label that circle at the top, attachment. And on the right circle, I want you to label that circle, commitment. Attachment on the left, commitment on the right. When you're in this state of the story, right? The story's going on in your mind of this absolutely must happen. If it doesn't happen, I'm so screwed. It needs to happen right now. I must. What emotions do you feel regularly? And I'm going to say these kind of rapid fire, but write each of these in that left circle of attachment. Would you agree that when this is a must and you're screwed if it doesn't work, stress, anxiety, guilt, fear, sadness, shame, that's a big one, struggle, should have, unhappy, trapped, faithless, victim, passionless, forcing, mad, angry, depressed, scarcity, doubtful, lazy, questioning, ungrateful, comparison. What other emotions do you think that you feel when you're in that state of must? Write those in the circle right now, in that same circle of attachment. What other emotions do you feel when your self-worth is attached to a goal and you're forcing it to happen? What if you guys let it go? What if you let go? What if you chill? And what if you say, you know what? My happiness isn't dependent on a goal. Like, whenever you're in a state of my happiness is dependent on X happening, you are waiting for a result and you will never be happy because you're always waiting for a result to be happy. What if you bring happiness to every situation? Like, what if you let go? What if you become committed to achieving a goal, but not having your entire self-worth dependent upon that goal? What if you were committed to hitting Diamond? What if you were committed to hitting Success Club? What if you were committed to hitting Elite? And what if every single day you did it because you loved the process of doing it instead of your self-worth being attached to an outcome? Why do you do the vital behaviors? Do you do it because you need your business to grow from attachment? Or do you do it because you love the growth process? You love who you're becoming? What if you were committed instead of attached? What type of emotions would you feel on a day-to-day basis if you were to come committed to a goal, bringing happiness every single day? Write these emotions in the second circle. And I'm going to say them fast for effect, but I want you guys to feel what I'm saying. Write as many as you can catch down. Passion, energy, enthusiasm, happiness, drive, health, vitality, growth, progress, unstoppable, I can, possibility, alive, belief, excitement, abundance, smile, freedom, forgiveness, capable, trust, resourcefulness, pumped up. Which of those 2 circles are you more likely to solve a problem in? Commitment, right? Which of those 2 circles are more likely to focus on the fact versus the story? Commitment. When you're in attachment, a result isn't present yet. And you're completely dependent upon that result to be happy. But when you're in commitment, you get a result literally every single day. And remember that feeling of trying so hard to force yourself off the couch to do this, but you just don't have the energy or the want or the desire to do it? That goes away instantly, and you become on fire. When you're in attachment, you're constricting energy from other people. And I bet you know it if you do it. I bet you can feel it right now if that is you and the way you have been operationally living your life. When you're in commitment, you're generating energy, guys, and you make people feel freaking amazing every single day. And it's not the law of attraction bullshit. This is real. You feel it when I say it. When you're in attachment, your happiness is at the effect of life. And write this down. When you are in attachment, your happiness is at the effect of life. When you're in commitment, your happiness causes life. When you're in commitment, your happiness causes life. Be committed to your goal, not attached. All of a sudden, it's a lot more fun to set goals. It's a lot more fun to be a coach. It's a lot easier to work this business because every single day you love the process of doing it. We got to get rid of that voice. I know that with everyone, including me, there are negative beliefs that we have about ourselves, right? How many raise your hand if you have negative beliefs? I do, right? Everyone's got negative beliefs. And if you're like me, and I think this is probably the most important part of the entire call. If you're like me, then no matter how hard you try to tell yourself that things are great, or that things are awesome, there's that little voice in your mind that laughs and says, yeah, right, buddy, you're still a worthless piece of shit, right? There's still that little voice. Raise your hand if you've ever had thoughts like this. Why don't I have enough money? Anyone ever felt that? Why don't I have enough money? Why am I so lonely? Why? And be honest, be vulnerable, guys. I felt this too. Let's get real. Why don't people like me? Raise your hand for that one too. How come I always screw it up? Why am I so fat? Raise your hand for that one too. Why is it so hard to lose weight? Why am I so broke? Why do I never catch a break? Why does it always seem so much easier for other people? Why can't I do anything right? Why am I so unhappy? How many of you guys are assholes to yourself like that? Right? How many of you guys will, and this is kind of a big question, how many of you guys will listen to personal development books, audios, read books, and no matter how much amazing shit you flood your head with, there's still that little voice in your mind that says, yeah, right. No matter how much someone tells you that you can have success in this business, there's that little voice that says, no, you can't. You know what I'm talking about? You know exactly what I'm talking about, right? One thing I've learned about my life is that it's a direct reflection of my thoughts. And when you set your goals, what you're trying to do is create a new reality as opposed to your current reality. Yes, like that's what a goal setting is. You're trying to create a new reality as opposed to your current reality. And there's a gap between those two places. And that gap is self-belief, belief that you can do it. And until you actually believe that you can do something, it's going to be very hard to create that new reality. And the reason, and this is kind of a very critical point of this entire call, the reason why it's so hard, why you have that little voice, is because most of us don't actually believe that we can hit our goals. Most of you don't believe you can hit your goals. That's just the truth. Most of us don't have it. There are some. Most of us don't have that intense belief that we can do it, though. And no matter how many times, I mean, guys, have you gone through goal setting workshops? No matter how many times you set goals, it doesn't change the fact there's that little voice in your mind that doesn't even believe it's possible. And when you ask yourself, guys, when you ask yourself a question, your brain automatically searches for the answer. Ask yourself this question as I say it. Why can I not hit Success Club? Your brain automatically searched for an answer, right? You saw it searching. Like even if you hit Success Club, your brain still looked for why can I never hit Success Club? Ask yourself this right now. Why can I not hit Diamond? Your brain's looking for an answer. It's just like Google. It spits out all the reasons why you are shitty. When you ask yourself those questions, it spits out all the reasons why you are shitty. Your brain will always look for the answer to the questions you're asking it. What if you reversed it, guys? What if, instead of telling yourself that you And instead of doing like the positive thinking thing where you tell yourself, I always hit Success Club, or I'm amazing, or yay, this is awesome and go me, right? Knowing there's that little voice in the back of your mind that's going to laugh at you, why not just ask your mind a different question? Like, your brain is going to look for the answer to whatever the hell you're asking it subconsciously or consciously anyways, right? Like, so you might as well ask an intelligent question. Like, what's the old saying, asking you shall receive, right? Well, lately, chances are you've been asking really shitty questions and you've been getting really shitty results. Why, say this, why is it so hard to lose weight? Your brain automatically searches. It finds all the reasons why it's so hard to lose weight, and that's what you focus on. And what's funny about what you focus on, it tends to become reality. Am I right? So you never lose the weight. And then you go from A to B and B to C, and you say, why is it so hard to lose weight? And you self-sabotage. No matter how many opportunities there are for you to work out, eat healthy, you find yourself in the peanut butter jar at 11 p.m., right? And you go right back to A, and you never lose the weight because your brain is searching for the answers on why you can't. Why is it so hard to hold diamond? Ask yourself that right now. Ask yourself this question. What is your brain doing? It's finding all the reasons why it's so damn hard to be a diamond coach. And so you don't do it. And no matter how many amazing opportunities you have to work your business, no matter how many times you have the opportunity to take a leap of faith and ask that person scary if they've considered becoming a coach or trying a challenge group, you find yourself watching Parks and Rec on the couch. You find a way to self-sabotage. You are literally, not figuratively, literally getting what you're asking for because you're asking shitty questions. Not all of you, some of you, right? Let me ask you this. What do you think when ask yourself this question in your mind right now? Why is it so easy to hit diamond? What happens? You still look for an answer, don't you? You still look for an answer on why it's so easy to hit diamond. You find all the reasons why it's so easy to be a diamond coach. Imagine if you filled your mind with that shit every day, right? Like, don't just try to change your thinking, change your questions. Ask yourself the right questions. Like, good leaders ask great questions. That counts for yourself too. So for your life and for your business, your homework coming out of this, I want you to write down every negative question you're asking yourself all the time. Why am I so fat? Why is this so hard? Why am I so broke? Why isn't my business growing? Why am I stuck? Why do I suck? Whatever it is, write down all the negative questions that you ask yourself on a regular basis coming out of this call. And what I want you to do is flip that question on its head. And I want you to ask yourself, why am I so wealthy? Why should I be grateful today? Why is my business booming? Why is it so easy to hit diamond? Why is it so simple to hit Success Club? Your brain is looking for the answers to what you ask it 100% of the time. This isn't positive thinking. This is fact. You proved it to yourself a minute ago. Your brain is looking for the answers to what you ask it 100% of the time, so you might as well be smart and ask it the right stuff to lead to a better life. So let's close up. Let's get really, really real. When you face the hard times that you're in your business, you're going to be challenged, and in a really tough way. It's going to happen, guys. Like, hardship is coming in this business. Like, accept it or get out, right? You have three options. One, you can quit. I have the cancellation form. I've sent it to a lot of people. I can send it to you too. You can quit. You can give up. You can eliminate yourself from this community of growth and contribution and just keep living life. That's option one. You can quit. Option two, you can stay in the same spot. You can wake up 4 months from now and want to get another pump up self-help talk and find yourself in the same spot 4 months from now, being afraid, comparing to other people, waking up with the same struggles that I did a couple of years ago, right? And you can have that a couple of years from now, or you can grow. That's option three. You can grow. You can take action. You can do something about your future, guys. You can be grateful. You can run your own race and not compare. You can be committed, not attached. And you can ask yourself really good questions to change your life. But the reality is, guys, there's never going to be a right time to change the course of your life. This is not a convenient job in the beginning. Later on, it's very convenient. In the beginning, it's not convenient. Something else will come up. And I can guarantee that there's going to be something in life that tries to get in the way. Life is going to try to get in the way of whenever you try to shoot for something, there's going to be resistance. Fears are going to come in the way of this. There will never be a right time to do this for you. But the time that you could spend growing your business and contributing and giving people this gift of health and financial freedom is going to pass anyways. right? So ask yourself this: when is now a good time? When is now a good time, right? Opportunities knocking on your door, and I want you to fall in love with the process. I want you to love every single day, and it starts with your mindset. This business isn't convenient. It's adding something onto your life, but there's something in your gut that tells you that there's something real here. And you're going to get faced with those situations that we talked about in the call. And you can either face them and grow your mindset, or you can stay in the same spot, or you can quit. I hope you face them, because I did. And now I am the happiest that I've ever been in my entire life. Come back to this call. Remember this stuff. Opportunities knocking on your door right now. We have the greatest business in the world with the greatest products in the world. You don't have to work the same hours. You don't have to hit Success Club 50, right? You don't have to carry my schedule or Kathy's schedule, but you can stand for something. You need to create a standard of excellence for yourself. You guys aren't minimum people. I guarantee you, your coach wouldn't have said yes to you joining the team if you were a minimum person. So give yourself more than the minimum here. Give yourself the future you want out of this. Make the time that you spend on your business actually worth it for your family. Quit dicking around. Actually make it worth it for your family. It's your turn to make it happen, right? Like, I do this full time. Kathy does this full time. We want this to work for you now and pay this forward. Do this stuff when no one's watching. Like, face your fears, and actually don't just face your fears, kick them in the nuts, right? Like, give your family the future that you deserve. Draw a line in the sand, guys, because just because you signed up to be a Beachbody coach doesn't mean you started, right? Draw a line in the sand and make today your actual start date that you can go and change your future. Keep this business simple. Focus on the simple skills. Invite, expand your network, share on social media, run great challenge groups, and pay it forward. That's literally our job, guys. It's not rocket science. And when you do that, instead of doing what most people do, which is shrink their dreams down to what society tells them they should be, you can build something really special here and live a life that will change your family's future and give so many other people the gift of health and wellness and financial freedom. So I hope you guys find this valuable. Take it and apply it. I get fired up when I talk about this stuff, but I promise you, if you take this and run with it, it won't just change your business. It will do that, but it will also change the way that you approach your life and your relationships and your friendships and your marriage. So Kathy, I'm going to turn it back to you. I got about 8 minutes before I got a call that I got to do, but I can take some questions.
Whoa, that was awesome. Oh my God. I literally have like the goosebumps. Like, you were so amazing. This is like the first time where I have so many notes. I feel like I'm like totally speechless about how to even recap this, but I can't even believe, I mean, it was such an incredible call, guys. I hope that you guys took so many notes, and really, I love the quote at the end, quit dicking around. I think the end part there, it was just incredible. This whole entire call, I took so many notes. It's like all written down here, guys. I know you only have 8 minutes, so I don't want to like spend too much time recapping or anything, but do you guys have any questions for Brad? I mean, he covered like so many great things, like about like the comparison game, and just, I love how you talked about, you know, being committed to the goal versus being attached to the goals. And, you know, and just that little voice in your head, and just making sure that you're sitting back and being grateful, because for the first year of me when I was in this business, I felt like I was totally unstoppable, right? I felt like, you know, I was thinking all those good things in my mind, you know, and I was saying like, oh my gosh, like nothing's going to ever get me down, and this is going awesome, and blah, blah, blah. You know, like when you're on that, you know, that fire that keeps you going, you get that momentum going. And then last year, it was not like that. I had so much confidence my first year, guys. And my second year, things just started to slowly start to happen. And, you know, you guys might not really know that about me, but it was. And last year was probably my hardest year, I think, that I've had in, like, I don't even know how long. And it was the first time where you were talking about, Brad, those little voices started to come into your head, where I started to kind of plot out these different things that I wanted to accomplish for the team, and goals and personal goals. And that, for the first time ever, I had those little voices that were coming into my mind being like, you know, that's not going to happen. Whereas my first year, I was like, it's happening, right? And it was a big learning experience. And now this year, it's so much better, guys. It's the mindset, and it really is truly taking a step back and, you know, being grateful and remembering where you were when you started, and being grateful for how far you've come and what you're living in now and what's happening. but man, you hit on so many awesome topics, Brad. It was, I mean, I can't even believe it. Nick was in the background. He's like, I got to do that. I got to wake up in the morning and retrain my questions. And guys, I'm not kidding you. We are all writing down our questions. I'm writing them down of all those negative questions that we ask ourselves and flip them, because it's so true. Even just that simple thing where like diamond's easy. If you say that, it's going to be easy for you. But if you're like, damn it, diamond's so hard. Every time I go into these groups, it never happens. It's going to be hard. And just those simple shifts. And so let's all do that, guys, because you're all amazing. And we believe in you guys so much. This is an incredible team. And we want nothing more than to see you guys reach your goals so that you can create these incredible lives for your family, right? And then really go on and pay it forward to others. So any questions for Brad?
There's one in there about favorite PD books. Because there's so many. I do so much personal development. Like the last year I had to like totally revamp my mindset, right? So I dove into it. But the book that if you're open-minded to like kind of some weird stuff, the book The Untethered Soul changed my entire life. If you can get through the first three chapters are a little like, what the hell is going on right now? But if you can get through those first three chapters, that book, it's by Michael Singer, The Untethered Soul. A book that, talking about the questions you ask yourself, get the book F-Formations by Noah St. John. That's another good one. If you need a good book to put life in perspective a little bit, Life's Golden Ticket by Brendon Burchard is an amazing book. I have like literally 4 shelves of books packed, right here. So I would start with those though. That's for mindset. For skill sets, there's a bunch of other stuff, but for mindset, I'd start with that. Yeah, those are my favorites.
Awesome. I wrote those down. Sweet. All right, guys. Any other last minute questions? Oh yeah, I know.
Actually, I'm going to take a screenshot because I'm going to post some stuff up later tonight.
Oh, this is going to be good. They're going to be like, look at that. Don't join that team. They're a bunch of alcoholics.
Yeah. All right, let's do a big cheers and smile. 1, 2, 3. Daddy, I'll send that to you.
Yes, send that to me. I'm going to have to post that up. Come on. Who wouldn't want to be a part of this team? I mean, look how awesome we are. We're drinking on team calls every week. Come on.
Are you guys going to Punta Cana?
I'll be there. Who else is going to Punta Cana? Raise your hand. We have some people going. I'm pumped. All right. Well, thank you so much, Brad, for taking the time out of your night. This is just what we needed. You were amazing, amazing, amazing. And I really appreciate your time. And thank you so much for just being awesome and being a good friend. And hope you have an awesome night.
Thank you guys so much for having me. Everyone have a good night.
All right. Bye, guys. See you next time.